My name is Anju Gomes. I am the regional director for ICA, representing the Middle East. And we are association meetings, database providers, and the platform that is given for meetings industry. It's the first time that we are in this forum in the ATM. It's a very leisure-driven event, but we are trying to put business events aspects because now we are in a new normal, so things are changing, and we do have the same stakeholders over here. We have an amazing panel today to speak to the industry leaders over here, and I would like to invite my panel, starting with Jasmine Liu. She's the Conventions and Exhibition Section Head from Abu Dhabi Convention and Exhibition Bureau. Welcome, Jasmine. I would like to invite Karina Lance, Deputy Director, Congress Division and Convention Services, Dubai Economy and Tourism. Thank you for joining. Kavita Prabhu, Director, Association Management, MCI. And we have one more speaker who should be here in a couple of minutes by the time I give. Lujena, okay, she's here. So Lujena, she's the Business Event Executive, Oman Convention Bureau. I would like to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves, starting with Jasmine.
Thanks, Anju. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jasmine. I'm from the Abu Dhabi Convention and Exhibition Bureau. Originally, I'm Singaporean by nationality, and I have been in the region for the last 4 years. So in the Convention Bureau, the team actually focuses, we do have a portfolio of my segments. So we look at conventions, we look at conferences, we look at exhibitions, as well as corporate meetings and incentive. So the team is actually well built and has the necessary capabilities to go after these various segments. So we look forward to share more during this panel, and let's chat later if any of you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Karina?
Thank you, Anju. Good morning, everyone. My name is Karina. You can guess by the end of the session my nationality. I will not say. I'm actually heading the International Sales Division of Dubai Business Events, which is the Convention Bureau of the now Department of Economy and Tourism. And in my capacity, I oversee a team here in Dubai, but also a network of 11 overseas offices. Our mandate is to position Dubai as business events destination, so we look after all the various segments that form MICE, corporate meetings, association meetings, international incentives, destination weddings as well.
Kavita?
Thank you, Anju. Morning, everybody. My name is Kavita Prabhu, and I work for a company called MCI. We are a global company, but we're represented here as MCI Middle East. I'm in this region for the last 30 years, and I come from a city called Bangalore in India. It's been an amazing journey for me here today because I manage not-for-profit associations. So we do upskilling members and chapter management, their events for associations which are based out of the US and of course the local associations as well. So we integrate very well with my ladies on the panel here today, and I think you're going to be up for some interesting debates about how we look at it from the women empowering point of view for our regions or the scope of work that we do. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, Kavita. Lujena, welcome.
Hello, thank you, Anju.
Nice you can just hold the mic a bit.
All right. So thank you for inviting me here, and it's a pleasure to be able to represent Middle Eastern women. I'm Lujena Al-Maskari. I represent Oman Convention Bureau from the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism. So unlike Jasmine and her big team, we are a small team of around 6 people at the Oman Convention Bureau. We started in 2016, but we are coming strong, and we really want to get all the benefits that we can get from the mice business. It's a big industry, it's a growing. Oman has all the capabilities to be in this industry, and we are looking forward to an interesting debate here.
Thank you, Lujena. So even today's audience is saying that we are women empowerment. So we have more women over here. Without further delay, I just wanted to start today's conversation and not a debate. I mean, we are here to discuss. So I want to start with Jasmine. Jasmine, would you like to highlight the key investments and the recovery initiatives that DCT took in Abu Dhabi or they planned for the MICE sector?
Sure, certainly. I think we've been through very difficult times in the last couple of years. And as a convention bureau, and I'm sure my fellow bureau colleagues also echo the same thoughts, our industry has been weakened. And as a convention bureau, I mean, besides doing business development work, it is also essential for us to develop the industry. A lot of our colleagues, a lot of our stakeholders were furloughed. They were asked to leave over the last couple of years. And also because of the megatrends. I mean, whether we like it or not, events is still going to be hybrid. And some of the events have decided to pivot to virtual. And we definitely need to pick up new skills. Some of us are not exactly very tech savvy. So some of us have not figured out how to harness profit from the new business model. So naturally, we have to upskill ourselves. And last year, we made the decision to launch the Abu Dhabi Business Events Week, which was a B2B platform that was meant to collectively work with our industry stakeholders so that we could be more future ready. And we were looking at not just business development tools, which I will elaborate later. We were also looking at our own capabilities. We were asking ourselves, how can we be better digital event strategists? How can we enhance visitor delegate experiences? How can we work with our partners like the PCOs and the PEOs in driving more business and more impact and legacy to the host cities? These were all important conversations we had during the Business Events Week, and I'm happy to say that we're going to continue this Events Week this year in September. So please save the date in your calendar and do join us in deliberating and forging ahead for the industry because evidence have shown that Middle East region has recovered quicker than the other continent. And this is also because of leadership's wisdom and all that. And we need to capitalize on this first mover advantage and make sure that we really drive the MICE sector moving ahead and bring our partners and stakeholders back again. And in terms of recovery fund, most destinations have subvention programs. I'm sure all of you are familiar. So we have Advantage Abu Dhabi, which is a financial business development tool that we use to help defray some of the financial risks to the organizers, to the meeting planners, to the corporate. And because over the years, we know that other destinations have also been very competitive, especially the ones in Asia. I can speak with conviction since I'm Asian. And we felt that there was a need to relook at our subvention program to make sure that it's relevant, it is competitive, so that it benefits our clients and our stakeholders. So fingers crossed, we hope to announce this in the coming months or weeks on how this subvention program will work and benefit our stakeholders. Additionally, you might have recalled many years ago, we actually launched a stimulus fund that Abu Dhabi had offered not just to the tourism sector, but to many other sectors as well. And besides oil and gas, the capital is actually focusing on many other key sectors like healthcare, like pharmaceutical, like financial services, and we're the first to have a crypto exchange in the world. So these efforts and leadership and thought leadership to drive diversification of the economy, and therefore we see opportunities for a lot more niche and very interesting business events coming to our region because of the dynamism, in the area.
Yes, I agree. I was part of the blockchain event last month, and I think crypto is the new future for sure. And Abu Dhabi has taken a lead over there as well. So my next question is to my fellow colleague Kavita. Kavita, what do you think association events or association meetings brings to the MICE sector, and how does it impact the growth of the economy? Because that's where exactly association meetings fits into.
Thank you. I think primarily it's associations are the core to every meeting that you have in any sector, in any organization. So what really an association does, it brings the content, it brings the learnings, it brings the body of knowledge, if I may use the word, to any event that you want to look at for growth, for upskilling oneself, or even for knowledge of what is to come for the future. So the importance of an association sometimes is very, very underplayed, especially in this part of the world. So I think understanding that an association is core to a successful event. So whatever be your event in whichever different vertical that you may look at, having the support, the understanding, and the knowledge of that industry from an association point of view is very critical. It could mean at least more than 50% of the success of your event. In addition, what an association brings, apart from the revenues to a destination, is also the learning, the knowledge, the personal skill sets of an individual, the want of wanting them to grow in their own careers, because all of us want to grow in our careers, more so after what we've all gone through in the couple of years. We all want to be ahead of the curve. So that's what an association gives to you if you really look into it. So I think the importance of associations is very critical, not just for an individual like yourself or me, but it's also very critical for a country, for a city, and for the MICE industry. It's as important as that.
Thank you, Kavita, and I couldn't agree more. Association brings much more than just footfall or tourism, but it brings a lot of education to the city. I would like to ask Karina, now that we had the successful Expo 2020, what is the impact of Expo that has gone on the MICE sector?
Thank you, Anju. Expo has brought us quite a number of benefits. Just to quote the first one is that we were the first destination to hold an event of that magnitude. So it also demonstrated the sort of scales we can focus on, and it also put Dubai on a situation that our reputation got even higher. We were able to demonstrate that any events of any size could actually take place here during a difficult time that the destination handled very well. So that's the first immediate impact that we could saw. But at the same time, meeting planners took advantage of Expo to organize the events. So we were able to accommodate and meet leaders in business, but also in association as well. So to also propel the destination into being an effective hub, particularly when we talk about association business. And not only looking at Dubai, it's the extended region. So we're really the gateway. We used to be the gateway only for, obviously, the Gulf, and this now extends to the entire North Africa, East Africa, all the way to the Asian subcontinent. Obviously, tangible impact, the fact that we had to build infrastructure for Expo in terms of, our various hotels, extension of our metro line, also helped the storytelling of Dubai being an ideal business events destination. This helped us also put forward what we call the legacy impact that events have in our city, whether it's an economic legacy impact or more societal impact. Obviously, the Expo site is being now readapted for District 2020. A tangible site is the Dubai Exhibition Center, but also some of the pavilions will be converted, and we will explore a new commercial and lifestyle region for Destination Dubai.
Thank you, Karina. Yeah, I was there a couple of times in Expo, and I have seen that we will have a new district over there, and the majority of the pavilions that are staying back there, and the concept that a person living and working, the distance shouldn't be more than 15 minutes. That's really the concept, that you walk to work and you walk home back. So it's an amazing concept. So let me take this thought a little ahead and go to Lujena. Lujena, what, according to you, is the most important aspect of MICE that benefits not just the country, but the residents too? Because I, being from the association, I believe that the authorities of any city or country is only looking to make it more livable and the best in the world, right? For the people who are staying there, not just for the tourists, but for the people who are going to experience those after the tourists have gone back. So just give me your view on that.
Thank you, Andrew. So to be honest with you, I can divide these into two aspects when it comes to residents. There are residents who are going to benefit from the infrastructure as well as the employability of the MICE sector. It's for sure, when it's lavish as a city, going to provide a lot of employment opportunities. When it grows, stakeholders in terms of with those ones who are working in the exhibition centers or in the PCOs and the DMCs, those companies, small companies, which are going to grow as the business grows. The other aspect which I would talk about is the knowledge of the residents. As Kavita says, when we are having events, without capitalizes on the knowledge of the residents who are going to benefit from these conferences coming to the destination, whether it's medical, it's petrogas, it's energy, it's anything of that sort. It's give them the experts within steps from their doorsteps, I would say. So they're just a few minutes away from a lot of knowledge which they can acquire. They can grow, they can be more employable as well whichever their field is.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely, I mean, I have heard now in the first round of the questions that employment is definitely what events pushes, and MICE impacts hugely on empowering the cities to become a better place to live. So it is not only impacting tourism, but it is impacting the lives of people as well. To go back to Karina on how do you then continue? I mean, with all this legacy aspect and so much that Dubai was on the forefront after Expo, how do you highlight now the value of in-person events, and especially after the period in, many individuals and organizations have got used to virtual meetings and working from home. How do you foresee going forward?
I think there's always been a question of the validity of business events, even before the pandemic. And it was really up to stakeholders, destinations, and then meeting planners to show what a business event can actually improve, whether you're looking for economic impact or societal influence. Yeah. What I've experienced myself over the past 2 years is that people are actually really eager to meet face-to-face. We decided at DB to start engaging face-to-face with meeting planners of any sectors from June last year. and we were able to do so doing our various activities, whether it's sales mission, other trade shows, obviously in specific market because there were travel restriction, but we saw the impact was that everybody was really willing to meet and conclude any negotiation we had, for example, in place. So that brought me to think that, yes, there is the virtual element. Yes, hybrid might stay, but the need to meet is something which is fundamental in person. And so if you actually want to do business, you have to meet the person. You can't really do that online. So what came out from association was that the hybrid version might be very useful when you target niche audience, such as your students that might not have the means to travel to the conference, or certain regional market that would not have the means. So it becomes very niche. But the rest still wants to actually meet, because going to a conference or an exhibition or attending an incentive means that you have an interaction with someone, you network. Networking has become crucial. I think one of the things that everybody realized through virtual conference is that networking was a bit complicated virtually, and the face-to-face was really what was needed. A third thing, which is a little bit more practical, is the fact that a lot of associations, for example, really rely on the revenue generated from the conference that they organize to actually be able to operate. And so this became really crucial. They also realized that a lot of the industry exhibitors at conferences, this is their main way to reach their client target audience. And it was a bit difficult doing a full virtual event. So this couple of aspects made it even more clearer that people are really hungry to attend face-to-face events. This particular trade show is really a testament. You can really feel the buzz happening since the opening. And I think this will continue. I even expect even more than what we saw before 2019. There will be a hybrid component for certain segments, maybe association, but really focused on the education part.
I agree with that, and I think from the statistics that I have seen, this event itself is 85% bigger than last year, and it's a human tendency that we want to meet, and something that we have learned from the students also, from kids at home, that even though online is giving them the results and the degree, they still want to go to school, they want to go to university, they want to meet people, and they lack that when we do virtual things or hybrid things. And from here, I want to hear from Kavita. I know that Karina mentioned a lot about the association's perspective. And from your experience, what do you think way forward for the associations, though it's a revenue generation for them, and it's mandatory that they have live events, and we are here to promote face-to-face. We can see that we don't have any virtual audience today, we have live audience only, but considering the hybrid factor, they are still recording us, and they are going to show this to the virtual audience in the future, but at least we don't have it at the same time. So Kavita, please give me your views.
Yes, I think I'm absolutely with Karina on the fact that face-to-face events are here to stay. And I think it's all the more justified in all aspects that people were thinking, should I participate virtually? I think it's just proven. Like, I would give you my example. I know avatars are the thing of the future, but I would really want to be there in an event like this, or an event in the US, an association event, rather than my avatar being, showcased somewhere and talking for me and all of that. So I think the fact that what Karine said, the fact that we are there, and I think this resonates really well with us as human beings, that we need to see the person, engage with the person. I've seen some of you in the crowd that I know here today, and I'm so eager to finish with this and go and say hi to them, give them that hug. And I think the importance is become even more stronger for each one of us, that real events. Coming to the associations, again, Karine, you're absolutely spot on. It is a huge revenue generator for sustainability for associations. Now, associations not just have meetings which range from 10,000 to 30,000 people in the US, it also generates reason for trainings, it generates reason for certifications, it generates to conduct exams on the spot, and it generates body of knowledge and sharing all the time. So I think the importance is ever more reinstated on having face-to-face concept of learning, sharing, and networking. And I think that's something that's not going to go away. The hybrid model, again, to consolidate what Karine said, is an alternative, I would like to say, for the audiences available because of funding, because of time or time travel, visa issues. I think these are areas where they would step in and make use of the hybrid model, but I think face-to-face will come back with a vengeance.
And I'm so looking forward to it. I want to change the topic from now hybrid and go back to Jasmine. And Jasmine, I want to ask you the importance of back to this industry and what's his contribution towards the roles of CVBs, I mean the convention bureaus. How do they impact the growth of MICE within a city?
I think that the region was still in a nascent stage of growth for the MICE sector, and therefore the Convention Bureau, and I think my colleagues agree with me, that we play a key facilitator role. People who are not familiar with our region are trying to make sense of it, and to be very candid about it, sometimes information here is very fragmented. And therefore, the Convention Bureau's role is to consolidate the accurate information so that we can communicate clearly to our clients and guide them and navigate them through this, this labyrinth of decision making. And we know how difficult it is as a meeting planner. You have to deal with so many aspects of the event. And therefore, the Convention Bureau really helped to ease that planning process, pre, during, and post. And very importantly, the Convention Bureau, being a government link organization for some are pure federal entities, we have the right network to facilitate critical conversations between our partners, our clients, and the industry. So we know that, for example, in Abu Dhabi Global Market is driving the industry development for financial services. And we're very well connected with ADGM. Therefore, we facilitate all the conversations, you know, with the organizers who are keen to go into crypto, who are keen to go into family offices, who are keen to go into the legal side of things. These are key partnerships that we can broker for our partners, the associations, the organizers, etc.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, normally we are all into this maze when we want to do an event and we want to know where to start. And I think Convention Bureau is the step number one for everyone to start this event. However, we are here with 3 convention bureaus who are all promoting their individual cities or countries, and then we have one client who's having a lot of associations with her to distribute within the cities. But what do you think is the winning edge, or what do you think makes one city stand on its own? Because I believe very strongly that every city is unique, and every association has, or every MICE segment requirements are so specific that the choice is not only dependent on what they see on the website or what they read, but it's mainly knowledge based, and it's more towards what are they going to take back with them, not just what they're going to get when they're there. So Lujena, do you want to highlight what does Oman have? I mean, how how do you attract your events to your city?
I would say our competitive advantage, if I would use that term, will be our associations and societies. Um, we are, as a team, are very proud of the societies that we have. They are very active. They just had needed the boost with the Convention Bureau could provide, as Jasmine explained. So Kavita knows, she visited us a few years ago, and she met a lot of societies. A lot of them have strong base. They do have international memberships, which allows them to attract conferences to Oman. They are active in those memberships. They regularly attend events. Some of them are in the board members, and some of them are speakers in so many international events. So that's one side. Another side is they are active within themselves. So they regularly do workshops to enhance their skills, especially in the medical sector. We do have other societies and different expertise as well. However, the medical, I would be honest, is the strongest. So they regularly do nationally. What we could do to enhance that was to make a team with them to attract new international conferences. So we use the skills that we have, the influence, the capabilities to encourage them into using their memberships and their competitive advantage into attracting conferences. And I would be honest, when we are attracting conferences, the associations look mainly onto who is going to add the most benefits. If they're having a strong host or a local society, that's going to encourage them to attend and give back to the community, which is active. So we help them in bidding process. We help them along the way in understanding how is this going to revenue their societies and maintain their sustainability. And all in all, we sometimes, or I would say most of the time, help them financially as well, and guide them into how to maintain these finances going into their society. So this is only the beginning, and unfortunately, 2020 was a big year for us, but COVID ruined it. But these, I would say, they are still very encouraged. Just this past Ramadan, we had a meeting iftar with around 40 societies and associations around Oman, and I would say, humbled to see all of them attending and eager to move forward post the pandemic. And that revived some of the encouragement in me, because to be honest, Corona was a depressing time for our industry, and to see that's coming back and attending here and having the life coming back is very reviving.
Thank you, Lujana. And I definitely want to say over here that according to the statistics, because ICA has the statistics of all the events over the last decade or so, and 84% of events are coming back in 2023. This year, of course, they are more regional and they are more on ground and local events. The associations are coming back with a big bang. So next year is really going to be very busy. And not that this year is not already. We are already running for IMEX soon in 2 weeks' time. But I want to reiterate over here everybody's key points, where it's networking, face-to-face is back. The association meetings are the core of building economy and bringing knowledge, upskilling, digitalization. Hybrid is not going anywhere, it's here. However, we just want to promote more face-to-face events, because it brings more reality to the business, and it keeps us on ground. Okay, then I think then we can wrap up. I would like to thank my panelists, and thank you for all the knowledge that you have shared. Thank you very much for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you in the next event. Thank you.